Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about something that might be a little controversial, and that is the 80-10-10 diet too strict? So these are all my thoughts and opinions. You are free to disagree, and I guess I'm just making this because I would like to know other people's feedback as well. So when I talk about the 80-10-10 diet, I'm referring to Doug Graham's book. Not so much the chloronutrient ratios, but more of the rules and guidelines that he has outlined in here. So a couple of those are the no spices or herbs, no dried fruit, no cooked foods, and he says it's optimal to have 1 to 3 meals a day, no snacking. So let's start with that one first. 1 to 3 meals a day. I don't know anyone who has 1 meal a day, and I feel like that would just be way too strict. And same with the no snacking thing. I want to say that, your body is smarter than you. So if you are hungry, you need to eat. It's a sign. I know that when I don't eat, when I'm hungry, that I start getting cranky and moody, irritable. I start losing energy, and I feel like crap. So that's obviously my body's sign telling me, hey, you need to eat. So to listen to some guy in a book and be like, well, I can't eat because this guy said I can't and said that, you shouldn't do that. That just is stupid and I think way too strict. A little crazy. Another thing that I really want to outline and touch on is the whole no spices and no herbs. He says if you can't make a meal out of it, then you shouldn't be eating it. But then in some of the recipes that he has listed, he says you can add a tablespoon of raw carrot powder to this. Well, you can't make a meal out of raw carrot powder, so what's the difference between this carrot powder and some cumin or, some other spice or basil or cilantro, any herb? It just doesn't make sense to me. And, there's been so much research that proves how different herbs and spices are actually very healing to the body and are very good. And there's a whole, Chinese medicine deals with so many herbs. So, you shouldn't feel guilty or you shouldn't restrict them because some book says that you can't. And same with the no dried fruit. I understand that it's not best for optimal digestion, and I know this book is all about, optimal digestion. But I think dried fruit every once in a while, it's not bad, and if you want some, then don't feel guilty for having some. And I guess I feel like this book, when I first started and I read this, I felt like I had to follow it to a T, and it cut so much stuff out of my life, and it was not fun, and you just feel so restrictive, and it's just, I guess, I don't know, it just, to me, it's not something, if you have terrible digestion and really bad digestion and that's why you've come to this book, then okay, follow it. But most people don't have that poor of digestion, so to follow this so strictly and then feel guilty if you veer off, it just seems so stupid to me and not worth it. So personally, I don't follow an 80-10-10 diet. I eat more high carb raw vegan, and it's opened up so much more for me and made things more flavorful and enjoyable. And so another thing that he says is no cooked food. Once again, I understand this. I don't eat cooked food, but I think it's stupid when he's been in interviews and asked, if you don't have that ripe and ready fruit available for days or weeks, then would you eat cooked carbs? And he says no, and he doesn't even recommend it either. And that's just, it's stupid to me. It's too strict. You need to be nourishing your body constantly. Yes, you can go however many days without food, but is that good to be doing that? No. If your body's hungry, you need to eat, and you need to give your cells the nutrients that it needs. Cooked foods will not kill you. We've been surviving on them as a society for many years. So, I guess for him to say that, it just seems too strict to eating disordered-ish, saying, you're just not going to eat, you're going to fast because the food you want and that is, the absolute best for your digestion isn't available. I also just want to say, plant-based foods are all healthy. It's more the animal products that are killing people and that are terrible and that you need to stay away from. And I understand that, yes, so all plant foods are healthy, but you do need to be higher carb, lower fat, as our bodies do run on carbs. So I think that he shouldn't limit you in so many ways like that, especially with the herbs and spices and dried fruits and stuff. I mean, they're all high carb, you know, containing hardly any fats, and you're not going to be unhealthy eating them. I also want to say that, you know, Doug Graham, people have been to Doug Graham's retreats, and they have seen him, like, the recipes and the things he serves and stuff and what they're eating. They don't even follow, like, he doesn't even follow what he says in this book. He has herbs and spices and things like that. So really what I'm trying to say is you shouldn't feel bad if you don't follow this book to a T. I was feeling guilty for not, and then you realize that this book is just, to me, it's far too strict, and I don't think I know anyone or see anyone who actually follows it too strictly. There's probably one girl on Instagram who follows it like to a T, and her meals are so repetitive, and it just seems like that's her whole life is just revolved around food, and I don't think that's healthy at all. I think you need to step away a bit when you're getting that focused, as I mean, her meals are just, you know, okay, I have to have my sweet meal now, and now I have to have my acid meal, and oh, you know, I need, I don't know, just crazy. And so yeah, don't feel bad if you don't follow this book too strictly. I think it's a little crazy too. Just, you know, have a balance and don't feel bad about it, because not even Doug Graham himself follows this book and everything he says in it to a T. So yeah, that's all I really kind of wanted to say about why I think this is just a little too strict and why it's a little too mental in the head. If you agree or disagree, let me know below. If you really enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe as well. So yeah, I hope you all have a really good day. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Don't feel bad about including herbs and spices or other plant-based things in it, as long as you keep it high carb, low fat, low sodium. So yeah, I hope you all have a good day. Thanks. Bye.